If you ever tried fasting and felt weak, shaky, or got massive headaches, this usually happens in the first few days. This is probably why. I'm Dr. John D'Ambrosio, chiropractor for 32 years, author of Fasting That Works. At 58, I lost 20 pounds of fat and held on to the muscle and the strength using intermittent fasting. But my first week, I made the same mistake most people make. I felt terrible until I figured out exactly what was wrong. So here's what happens when you start fasting. You're not eating as often, obviously, which means you're not getting sodium, potassium, and magnesium from food anymore. You may think this isn't a big deal, but fasting also changes how your kidneys handle fluid and electrolytes. So listen here. So insulin drops, which is great, and that's great for fat burning, but lower insulin also tells your kidneys to dump sodium and water, which is why initially you drop so much weight. A lot of that is water weight. So within the first few days of fasting, your electrolytes, they could drop fast. And when electrolytes drop, you feel like absolute garbage. Headaches, weakness, lightheadedness, brain fog, intense cravings, the list goes on. Most people think they're starving or fasting too hard, but they're not starving. They're just low on electrolytes. Simple, right? And as simple as that is, the fix is just as simple and it works in about 60 seconds. Take a small pinch of quality sea salt, put it under your tongue, and let it dissolve. Within a minute, literally, the weakness lifts, the brain fog clears, and the cravings back off. I've used this trick dozens of times when I feel that dip in energy during a fast, and it works every single time. Now, here's the key. Don't make the same mistake I did. You don't want to wait until you feel terrible to fix this. You want to stay ahead of the curve. That means drinking plenty of water throughout the day with electrolytes added into it. You can add a pinch of salt to your water as well, not a ton, just give your body enough of what it's losing. Now, some people like me like the electrolyte powders with sodium, potassium, and magnesium. These work fantastic as long as they don't have sugar. Please look for that. Go with the ones that are sweetened with stevia. Some of the artificial sweeteners will spike blood sugar as well, so stevia is a great bet. The magnesium is especially important if you're cramping. A lot of people get leg cramps, mainly at night or muscle tightness when they start fasting. And it's again, usually because magnesium is low. You can take a magnesium supplement in the evening. I like magnesium glycinate, or you can get it from that electrolyte mix. Either way, it makes a huge difference. You'll sleep better, and again, you won't cramp. Potassium is a little bit trickier because you can't really take large amounts of that without medical supervision. But a lot of the electrolyte powders have potassium in them, which is great, or you can get it from your food during your eating window. Avocados, spinach, salmon, potatoes, these are all high in potassium and they'll help keep your levels balanced. So it's great you could get it from whole foods. So here's why this matters so much. Most people quit fasting in the first week because they feel absolutely awful. But they're not feeling awful because fasting doesn't work. They're fasting awful because their electrolytes are off. If you fix the electrolyte problem, fasting feels absolutely different. You have steady energy, you have no headaches, you have no cravings, and you actually feel better than you did when you were constantly eating. That's the way it worked for me. So thinking back, and this was years ago, I remember my first 16-hour fast. I was fasting about 14 hours in, and I was adjusting people, and I felt this wave of weakness. It was brain fog, shaky hands. My stomach felt empty, but it wasn't really a hunger. It just felt weird. So I was going to grab a snack to feel normal again, but then I remembered what I read about the electrolytes. So I took a pinch of sea salt, just like I told you guys, put it under my tongue, and literally within 60 seconds, I felt completely fine. That's when I realized this was not about willpower. It was about giving my body what it needed. And that's always what we want to do. Now, some people here add salt and they panic. And let me tell you why. Because they've been told their entire lives that salt is bad. But that was advice based on people eating high carb, high processed diets. When you're fasting, insulin is low and your kidneys dump the sodium. You actually need more salt, not less. Now, if you have a medical condition or if you're on medication, please check with your doctor. But for most people, adding a pinch of salt to your water or under your tongue, it's not only safe, but it is essential. So bottom line, if you feel weak, if you feel shaky, if you're getting headaches during that fast, Try a little salt under the tongue, drink water with the electrolytes, and consider a magnesium supplement if you're cramping at night. Again, I like magnesium glycinate. These small adjustments make fasting sustainable instead of miserable. It is so worth it. Now, I've got a free cheat sheet in my diet. I have a free cheat sheet in my bio that actually covers how to get into fasting tomorrow. So you could just download it today and literally look at the cheat sheet tonight. You know how to start tomorrow, all free. Please look in the bio, click the link, and get it today.